Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with a trailer reaction. I was about to jump into some edits. As soon as I turned on my computer, I see The Last of Us official teaser trailer dropped. I thought it was the official trailer. I feel like a teaser had already dropped. As far as this goes, I haven't seen anything yet, and full disclosure, I've never played the game. All I really know about it is I know it came out 10 years ago, maybe. I think there's a sequel. I know it is a post-apocalyptic world, but I don't think it's zombies. I think it's some kind of other mutated infection that people are getting. Sort of like Wormwood, I guess, if you've ever seen those movies. Maybe something along those lines, where it wasn't necessarily zombies. It was like something in the water or the food or something mutated and infected these people. I know it's post-apocalyptic. I know it is a very popular game and people talk about it all the time, but I'm never in the loop. At the arcade, if you didn't know, I run and operate an arcade. And back when this came out, it was constantly spoken of. I feel like there are shorts you can watch online and like little stories. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what I know of it, but what I know of it is very little. That is Pedro Pascal. I didn't know he was involved with this. It is an HBO show, which I did know. I probably react to more HBO shows than any other streaming service or network. I've done at least one HBO show consistently throughout my 4 years of this channel, I feel like. Every time one ends, another good one starts. In a row so far, I have done Euphoria, Barry, Westworld, House of the Dragon, Curb Your Enthusiasm before that. Like, it's almost like I never run out of HBO shows. And this might be another golden gem. Even though I haven't played the games, I'm very much into post-apocalyptic type worlds. I just don't play a whole lot of video games, and I don't have any console that is newer than a PS3. I believe a PS3. Actually, I do have a Switch. A Nintendo Switch. My computer is the best way in which I could play anything. Oberyn Martell right here from Game of Thrones. Love him. He is also the Mandalorian, if you did not know. Let's just jump in. We'll talk more at the end once I know more about what we're watching. I mean, even what I know might be wrong or might not be what they're doing in the show. So who knows? But it's HBO. I feel like it'll be great, and I'm probably going to react to it. You guys let me know what you think. You want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons ahead of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you'll only see on Patreon. The link is at the end. Dozens of shows you'll never see on YouTube. I just don't have time to edit it all. Doctor Who, Person of Interest. We just started Steven Universe, Infinity Train, The New Quantum Leap, House of the Dragon, dozens of others. Check it out. If not, the official teaser for The Last of Us. Here we go. Hank Williams.
The roses have faded, there's
frost
at my door.
So shit's getting bad, or already was. People are starting to make things back to normal.
The valley is starting to die.
Here we go. Hank Williams.
The roses have faded, there's frost at my door.
What is that?
The birds in the morning.
See, I feel like a lot of this, like that symbol, this writing, when you're last in the darkness, is that what it said? I feel like a lot of this is video game references that I'm not catching. Definitely post-apocalyptic. I love images like that. Okay, we got bodies. Look like a child and a mother. Hey, that's Leanna Mormon. I love her. She was like amazing in Game of Thrones. Pedro Pascal. Neil Druckmann.
This is your chance.
She looks familiar.
Out of that shot.
Hey!
Keep her alive. And you said everything right.
It looks beautiful. What the frig was that thing? It had a brain on its face.
Save her, you can save her.
Oh, please understand.
It was a lot, and I don't really understand most of it, but I liked it. 2023, no month or season. So we get 2023. We don't get a month or a season, which leads me to believe they either don't exactly know themselves yet, or it's later in the year. Usually when it's the early part of 2023, especially now, we're almost into October. If it was the early part, they would have already had a month, or at least said early 2023 or the spring of 2023. I don't know. I feel like that is going to mean that it is longer out than we think. Either way, 2023, worst case scenario, we got to wait a year maybe, because even if it comes out like this time next year, I mean, it's not too long. And being as I really don't know a whole lot about it, and this is the first thing I've ever seen of it, it's HBO, so I'm obviously going to assume it is treated properly. Every show they do, whether you like the shows or not, you got to admit HBO puts the money and the care into their shows. At least we've got that. We know it'll look beautiful. It already looks beautiful. I love Lyanna Mormont. That was Lady Mormont from Game of Thrones. She was one of the best parts beyond like the main characters in the story going on. I always loved seeing her. She was always a badass. She looks like she'll be a badass again. She has aged a bit, but still has the same face. I could see her. Pedro Pascal, always amazing. Oberyn from Game of Thrones also. So they already had some sort of relationship, maybe. I don't know, because Oberyn probably died. I feel like Oberyn died before she became more of like a fixture. She might not even have been on the show till Oberyn died, like till after he died. Either way, both of them I love. Mandalorian, also amazing. You barely see Pedro in that, but it's Pedro. You can hear his voice. We also had Nick Offerman from Parks and Rec, amongst other things. I see him most often now in Lagavulin. If you guys don't know what Lagavulin is, very high-end whiskey. And he'll eat like a giant steak and drink whiskey with his dad or sometimes by himself. I recommend you go Google Lagavulin Nick Offerman commercial. They're pretty funny. They're short. There's like 3 or 4 of them. But Nick Offerman is amazing. He's in this, obviously, maybe for a little comedic relief, but he looked pretty damn serious in that scene with a gun. I also recognized the woman that was walking at the screen, but we didn't have a whole lot of time with her. There was a lot of faces. I was like, oh, I know this, I know this, I know this. But it was definitely a post-apocalyptic world. I love the imagery of the buildings that were leaning on each other. I love the imagery of darkness with destruction, as horrible as that is, because obviously there was death and devastation and violence. But the aftermath, it just looks beautiful, if that's not horrible to say. You guys know what I'm talking about. They wouldn't have things like that in things like this if all of us didn't love it, or most of us. So either way, beautiful imagery. I don't know really what we're dealing with at the very end. We did see a creature with like a brain as a head and a face. I don't know. Maybe it is some sort of Resident Evil type infected, mutated thing. I don't think it's zombies, because that didn't look like a freaking zombie. It looked more like a Resident Evil kind of creature. And like I said, sorry if I'm coming off as naive or ignorant. I willingly told you guys I know nothing about this. And honestly, I kind of like it better that way. Kind of like Game of Thrones, where I didn't read the books. I went in blind and I had it for what it was. So I'll probably do the same with this. You guys let me know what you think. I thought it looked awesome. I'm interested. I love the actors. I love the actresses. You guys want to see more of what I do? Full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons ahead of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you'll only see on Patreon. The link is in front of me. Dozens of shows you'll never see on YouTube. I just don't have the time to edit them all. Doctor Who, Person of Interest. We just started Steven Universe, Infinity Train, Centaur World. Quantum Leap 2022 is tonight. We're going to check it out. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.